here I am in yet another hotel, and this one's way, way nicer than the last one. Well, I've been here in America. I'm from Australia. I've been here in America for the last almost 3.5 years. 3.5 years. If everything is tallied up. The first 3 months and then the last 3 years and 2 months. So it's almost 3.5 years. That's a very biblical number. Anyway, my time in America has been the best of times and the worst of times. It's been amazing. I love the country. I love the people. I've tried so many times to witness to people around me. And you know, it's the hardest thing to witness to people who are already saved. So many people, not everybody, but so many people are already saved. And that is a wonderful thing. But so really the best I can do there is just comfort them and share a little knowledge of what is going on that I've found, and to encourage them about the rapture and even teach them about the rapture. But my experience with Americans is overall very, very good. I love Australia. I love my Australian people. But I have found, compared to this area that I'm living now, the area that I was living in Australia was, for the most part, without Christ. So I feel more comfortable here in many ways because there's a lot more Christians. And I've made some good friends. But I've noticed a few, as you do when you're living in a new country, you notice a few subtle and not so subtle differences. And some of them can be quite amusing. For instance, it's not such a culture shock for an Australian to come to America as it is for an American to go to Australia, because so many movies, as you can see, I'm watching TCM, Turner Classic Movies, so many movies that we watch in Australia are American, and some British and some Australian, but for the most part we're pretty well accustomed to American culture. But Australian terminologies and colloquialisms can leave a lot of Americans laughing or scratching their heads. But some of the subtle differences are. And I'm using these differences as with a humorous approach, because you've got to laugh at just some of the differences. They're just really cute, and the ones that are not so cute are laughable anyway. But I love my American friends here. So Americans take a walk. Australians go for a walk. Americans take a bath or take a shower. We have a bath or a shower. They take a look at things. We have a look, or have a gander. They take sides in an argument. Well, so do we. We take sides too. Although I try not to. They take a nap. They take a sip of drink. They take a trip. We have a nap. We have a sip of a drink. We go on a trip. But I can't help asking the question. Well, see, we go for a walk. We have a bath or a shower. We have a look. Have a nap. Have a sip of a drink. And go on a trip. I want to know where these Americans are taking all this stuff. And are they all taking it to the same place? I think it's maybe a conspiracy. It's something that is an American secret and they haven't let on to the rest of the world. Maybe it's a huge secret that they've got that the Chinese will never discover. And there's another thing that really amuses me. Aluminum. I have the perfect, unbeatable, surefire argument that aluminum is wrong and it is aluminium. I think maybe the Americans want to fit it into a song. Aluminum, da 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 da. Aluminum, da 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 da. What is my surefire argument? That aluminium is correct? Have a look at it. Aluminium, I-U-M. Go to the internet and type in periodic table, table of elements, and you will see that there is, if it's an American site, it says aluminum. But it also says cadmium, radium, cesium, magnesium, sodium, helium, uranium, selenium, palladium, indium with a UM, gallium, germanium, not geranium, germanium, moscovium, maybe a Muscovite discovered that one, livermorium, I'd say somebody called Livermore discovered that one, calcium, californium, and this one's interesting, americium, americium. It's like America without the A and an IUM on the end. Chromium, helium, iridium, lithium. Where does aluminum fit into that list? Case closed. I hope you've enjoyed this, hopefully slightly amusing look into the differences between Australians and Americans, and I love them both. I'm still watching, looking up, knowing my redemption draws near. I'm looking for the return, the very soon return of Jesus Christ. I hope you're in a good place, brothers and sisters. I'm struggling as always. It's been the toughest 3-4 years of my life. And yeah, at times I think, well, if I could go back, I would change it completely. But then I can look back and I see that the Lord has brought me through so much, and He's made me better, more confident, more strong within myself for it. So how can I regret that? How can I regret being closer to God than I've ever been in my life? God bless you, and Maranatha, Lord Jesus.